Minor shaking. Denser air, thanks to Tuesday's heat, might have also made it easier for us to hear it.
There are chances that there might be remnants on the ground somewhere near the terminal point.
NASA says the meteor moved at 34,000 miles and disintegrated 29 miles above Midtown Manhattan. Christy Kalishian, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in New Jersey.
Back in 2008, NASA sent this Beatles song out into deep space. In 2024,
NASA's transmitted Missy Elliott's hit The Rain to Venus. Scientists made the historic transmission from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California. They say the song traveled 158 million miles from Earth and reached Venus in 14 minutes. Missy was over the moon about it on social media, saying the sky is not the limit, just the beginning. It's the first time a hip-hop song's been beamed into deep space.
That's Monica Ricks. The 1997 tune was ranked one of the 500 greatest songs of all time by Rolling Stone magazine in 2021. Meantime, NASA notes there actually is rain on Venus, but that's from clouds made of sulfuric acid. In addition, because the temperature there reaches 860 degrees Fahrenheit, the rain evaporates back into what NASA calls a never-ending toxic cloud. Speaking of the weather, turns out Drake is not only feuding with Kendrick Lamar. He's also in a battle with Mother Nature. His home in Toronto flooded out by 3 separate storms. He took to Instagram to show the damage. Meantime, weeks after his feud with Lamar appeared to be over, Lamar released this song, which is now the #1 song in the land. Some state lawmakers in Minnesota raising a red flag about new tech being used at the famous shopping center in Bloomington.
Facial recognition artificial intelligence software is being used at Mall of America to screen for security threats by matching faces against their persons of interest database. According to one shopper,
as a person of color, does make me a little nervous just because, mistakes can be made.
Now some lawmakers are chiming in. Republican Senator Eric Lucero, who works in cybersecurity, says there needs to be regulation in place before use.
So that anybody considering deploying technology such as facial recognition understands the limitations and the data privacy issues and concerns have been addressed.
That's Jennifer Kuiper. Mall of America says it does not retain the facial data of those not on the persons of interest list. Now this message: driver's license suspended or revoked. Call Cat's Lawyer.
We're currently in the ironbound section of Newark for this drive, and we're going to be taking 21 north.
To the roads and rails, traffic and transit. Here's Karen Stewart.
Well, it's a very heavy ride as we check things in Queens right now on the Jackie Robinson Parkway. Westbound Jackie Robinson is jammed from Kew Gardens into Woodhaven Boulevard. We've got an accident. It's blocking one lane. We've got eastbound LIE delays making their way out into Bell Boulevard now. They start back at Parsons Boulevard, and westbound LIE heaviness coming from the Van Wyck and moving out into Woodhaven Boulevard, and then one more time to the Queens Midtown Tunnel from back at 48th Street in Maspeth on the westbound LIE. Then crossing the busy BQE, which delays there that start westbound to Queens Boulevard and go down into McGinnis-Humboldt Street. And then we've got more traffic from Flushing Avenue into Atlantic Avenue, while the inbound Gowanus is slow from 39th to the Prospect and then jammed from the Prospect into Atlantic Avenue. Go Belt Parkway, go. The only problem spot we've got is eastbound on the Belt, where it looks like we've got a crash at Springfield Boulevard. The delays go back to the airport. We have no westbound issues on the Belt Parkway at all the way out to the Verrazano Bridge. Subways, LNRR, and Metro North are all running on or close to schedule. We're sponsored by Sandstone Auto Mall, Route 1 in Woodbridge. From the Farmers Dog Traffic Center, fresh human-grade dog food delivered right to your door. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
The Find Out event is here at Sandstone Mazda on Route 1 in Woodbridge. Big savings on 2024 Mazda CX-5, CX-90, and the 2025 CX-70, plus 0% APR financing on select models. Call 1-800-SANDSTONE today on select models up to 36 months and with rebates with approved credit.
Okay, Joe, so how much do you think the average wedding costs nowadays?
Oh my goodness, I'm out of touch with that. Let's see, you got to go for the wedding gown, you got to pay for the tuxedos, rental place, food. I don't know, 25,000.
Are you correct? We'll tell you in just a second, so you'll have to stick around for that. I think most of us want to divorce this forecast this summer.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been unyieldingly hot and humid, and we got to deal with it again today. Patch of clouds right now. A couple of light little showers have popped up in the last 30 minutes or so. So you might have to dodge some brief wet pavement places, but other than that, we're still expecting some intervals of sunshine, and with that, temperatures are going to get to the low 90s this afternoon. However, a front approaches from the west tonight, and with it, later this afternoon or early tonight, strong thunderstorms that could produce flooding downpours, damaging wind gusts, and hail. Keep that in mind for the evening commute. Then just a shower or thunderstorm late tonight, though 73 tomorrow. We dry it out. Maybe a shower early, then some sunshine. Not as hot, and the humidity backs down. The high 86. Beautiful weather Friday and Saturday with some sunshine and low humidity. Temperature both days generally mid-80s. Right down Central Park, cloudy, 80 degrees. The humidity 64%. The wind southwest at 9. Repeating the current temperature 80, headed to 92 at Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg of New York's weather station. 1010 winds on 92.3 FM.
Getting ready to tie the knot?
Hey baby, I think I wanna marry you.
Well, weddings are getting a lot more expensive, right? And apparently social media is helping to fuel that fire. According to The Knot, the average wedding in 2024, you ready? 33 grand. Oy. They also say 85% of couples made wedding decisions based on stuff they saw on social media. Wedding planner Lara Muller tells CBS Mornings.
I typically recommend sitting down with your partner and talking about what you are willing to negotiate on and not negotiate on. So what are the 3 things that you're willing to spend a little bit more on? Is it food and beverages? Is it the band? Is the music really important to you? You know, are flowers really important to you? So think about those things and put your budget in those areas.
Well, I would be all about the music, the food, and my dress. A poll from Zola says most couples would rather splurge on the photographer, the venue, and an open bar while saving on decor, dessert, and snacks. So, are you among the 56% of Gen Zers who are relying on TikTok for health advice? You know, the really bad advice that you should not be following, like this.
We are doing the healthiest thing that a human being can possibly do. We are outside in the sun, no sunscreen, no sunglasses, the full spectrum of UV light while grounding in a natural body of water. This is what the pharmaceutical industry does not want you to know. This is how you heal.
No, it is not. In fact,
wear sunscreen.
You got that? Good. A new poll by Zing Coach found that 56% of Gen Zers are using TikTok for wellness, diet, and fitness advice. 34% said they use the site for most of their health advice. 14% said they seek out friends. 13% Google. Only 11% said they actually go to a doctor. All of this is despite 2/3 saying they have seen misinformation or harmful advice on TikTok. As for why, 40% said because it's free. The untimely death of 30-year-old Emily Ruiz now saving the lives of 4 other people. She was one of the victims of the July 4th drunk driving crash in Lower Manhattan. Leonard Achan, president and CEO of Live On New York, says her organs have been donated.
She decided long before, of course, ever thinking that something so tragic could happen or her life could end, that when that moment came, she wanted to give the most precious gift that could be given to another person to them. And in this case, unfortunately, that happened.
Ruiz was taken off life support 5 days after that crash. The organ recipients are 3 New Yorkers and 1 person down in Florida. They're between the ages of 50 and 70. They received her heart, lungs, and kidneys.
Uline is here for the hard workers, for the ones rolling up their sleeves, working round the clock, and getting the job done. You're dedicated to doing what it takes to keep a business growing. Uline is dedicated to helping you make that happen. Working 7 days a week, staying fully stocked and ready to ship any of our 41,000 items the same day. Uline, your shipping and industrial supply specialists. Visit uline.com.
Bet on being wowed in Atlantic City. Jersey's crown jewel of gaming is action-packed to the core. Enjoy dazzling casinos, free beaches, an iconic boardwalk, steel pier amusements, oceanfront dining, and headlining shows.
Wow. New Jersey's got a lot of summer wow. From sun and wows to fun and wows. And every wow in between. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Okay, so you're finally ready to replace those old, warped, or cracking windows in your house that give you trouble every time you go to open them, right? Good. Susan Richard here with this message and 3 words: made to order. That's what you get from Renewal by Andersen, the full-service window replacement division of Andersen. Their windows are custom-built using their patented Fibrex material, not vinyl. They spent nearly 30 years developing Fibrex, which offers everything you want in a window: energy efficiency, strength and durability, low maintenance, and a gorgeous look, too. And this month, it's their BOGO 50 Bonanza. Listen to this. During your initial visit only, buy any window, patio door, or entry door, and you get the next one 50% off with a minimum purchase of 6 units. And you'll pay nothing for a whole year.
Please let me know in the comments below if you, when I do a long drive for the channel, let me know if you still enjoy listening to the 1010 Wins broadcast, or if you enjoy listening to music or narration, or a combination of all three. Let me know.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roof.
We're about ready to hear the 820 headlines, by the way.
More dahlias. Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ears said, "Baraka, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent maracas smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
The station you know, the people you trust.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 79 degrees. It is 8:20 on this Wednesday, July 17th. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. The heat advisory is still up. Severe thunderstorms coming our way as well, but then a break. We'll check in with AccuWeather. One day after a couple of former rivals gave their speeches, Trump running mate J.D. Vance takes center stage tonight at the RNC. In the skies over the big city. Turns out that boom you may have heard was a meteor. Why Amazon Prime Day could be a dangerous time for Amazon workers. And a Florida man goes on quite the excellent adventure after hours at a Walgreens. In sports, American League beat the National League in the MLB All-Star Game. Liberty topped the Connecticut Sun. Wins News Time, 8:21. Traffic and transit on the ones. Here's Karen Stewart.
Well, the Jackie Robinson Parkway is the first big major mess we've been dealing with all morning. The westbound Jackie Robinson west of Woodhaven Boulevard has an accident blocking a lane. We are packed back to Kew Gardens. I mean, we're packed back to Kew Gardens. It's the only thing that's really jammed from back into the Kew Gardens interchange other than the southbound Van Wyck to Atlantic. Those delays go back to Kew Gardens as well. The northbound delays into Atlantic Avenue go back to Rockaway Boulevard. It's not even really all that heavy. The eastbound belt does indeed have a crash at Springfield Boulevard. The delays are jammed back to the airport now, back to the Van Wyck Expressway. Nothing on the westbound side as far as rubbernecking, or a minimal delay anyway. Westbound on the Bell Parkway, it looks great. From Cross Bay Boulevard, even the Van Wyck, out into the Verrazano Bridge, very nice stuff. And what did you step in this morning, Staten Islanders? We look great. Traveling eastbound on the expressway, a little bit of traffic around Victory Boulevard, but that's it. And we look good to the Verrazano Bridge. The West Shore Expressway and all of the Staten Island River crossings are in exquisite condition. Traffic is sponsored by Optimum Business. Our next report is coming up in less than 10 from the Farmers Dog Traffic Center. Fresh human-grade dog food delivered right to your door. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Get fast, secure internet for your business with 99.9% network reliability. Call 855-2.
Give you a little bit of the organic sounds.
Seemingly relentless heat and humidity is about to come to an end. We've got one more day to deal with it.
Not anymore.
A high temperature of 92 at Midtown with real feels well up into the 90s. Then some strong thunderstorms will rumble through the area later this afternoon or early tonight, and they could be severe. That will mark an end to our heat wave. Beginning tomorrow, temperatures will stay in the 80s. The humidity will start to come down in the afternoon, and that'll lead to some very comfortable weather into the coming weekend. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg. The full 4-day forecast is coming up in minutes on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Day 3 of the Republican National Convention will see Trump running mate J.D. Vance introducing himself to the American people. The junior senator from Ohio will give tonight's keynote. Last night, it was some former rivals.
With his eyebrows furrowed in a frown, Ron DeSantis said Joe Biden has failed this nation.
Life was more affordable when Donald Trump was president. Our border was safer under the Trump administration, and our country was respected when Donald Trump was our commander-in-chief.
And he called the president a figurehead for a leftist agenda. Nikki Haley had 2 jobs on this night: support Donald Trump.
Donald Trump has my strong endorsement, period.
And try to bring the people who voted for her along for the ride.
My message to them is simple. You don't have to agree with Trump 100% of the time to vote for him. Take it from me. I haven't always agreed with President Trump. But we agree more often than we disagree.
On issues like border policy and foreign policy, she said Democrats started wars and that while Trump was in office, Vladimir Putin did nothing. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
President Biden giving his first campaign speech since Saturday's attempt to assassinate his rival.
It's another jam-packed schedule for President Biden as he ramps up his public appearances and big interviews, hoping to silence critics.
And I am all in.
The president before the influential NAACP as he ups his outreach to Black and Latino voters.
I promised America that my administration would look like America.
Biden condemned political violence following the assassination attempt on Donald Trump.
Our politics has gotten too heated.
Nevada is one of 7 swing states. Ed Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Word now of another assassination plot against Donald Trump. 2 U.S. officials confirming to CBS News that U.S. intelligence detected an Iranian plot against the former president. This was before what happened Saturday.
Upon learning about the threat, the National Security Council contacted Secret Service. In response, the Secret Service increased resources and assets for Trump's protection in June. Those additional resources included counter-assault team personnel, counter-sniper team personnel, drones, and robotic dogs. CBS News has also learned the intelligence goes beyond chatter and involves human source intelligence obtained by the U.S.
Correspondent Nicole Skanga, Homeland Security says the threat is related to Iran's desire to seek revenge for the 2020 killing of Qasem Soleimani, a leader in the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard. 79 degrees, mostly cloudy now, the humidity 66%, the winds are calm. 79, we're heading up to 92 in Central Park. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins with Steve Potusk.
Mortgage demand rose last week, Susan, up almost 4%, as the average rate on a fixed 30-year loan dipped below 7%. The Mortgage Bankers Association says refi demand jumped better than 15% after slipping the week before. Applications for loans to buy homes, though, they slipped about 3% last week. Still to come, we'll look at new home groundbreakings for June. Strong pharmaceutical sales handed Johnson & Johnson a win in the latest quarter as bottom-line profits topped Wall Street expectations. But the costs associated with a number of takeovers by the drug giant has it cutting its full-year outlook. That has its shares lower in pre-market trading. As for the rest of Wall Street, S&P futures, they're down about 51 points now. NASDAQ giving back 289. Dow futures in the red, 97. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potusk for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Attention, New York homeowners.
All right, we're passing exit 11 to River Drive, Passaic on this drive. Still on 21. I don't know if you guys saw that near accident back there with a car that was disabled in the left lane. You have to be very conscientious of what's in front of you. The car that was driving, I saw that car stopped in the disabled from back here, but this car just was driving oblivious to the fact that there was a car in front of him or her, and he swerved a little bit to the right and he almost hit that dump truck, and the dump truck kind of weaved out and almost overcorrected, causing a possible accident. But you have to be careful out here, folks. You got to look at what's in front of you, what's behind you. Put down your phones. put away any distractions as we journey on, trying to get over to exit 13 to Ackerman Avenue exit. I have to go to Price Right and get some stuff, some groceries. And I felt it's a good idea to bring you with me. Alright, this is an exit only. Can't be in there. I believe Passaic is to our left, Passaic, New Jersey. I want to thank you if you stayed this long. And if you did, let me know in the comments below that you stayed this long. Because I do appreciate the views. Recording history is something very important to me. And I like and I enjoy making these videos for YouTube. I hope others enjoy it as well. I'm going to bring you with me all the way until the Price Right. You don't ever have to watch the whole video, but if you do, I appreciate it. And I think instead of bringing you with me to Price Right, because there's going to be so much traffic here right now, I don't want to bore you guys with having to sit in traffic with me. I don't want to do that to you guys. All right, we're going to see you on the next episode, and I thank you so much for joining me on this one.